Good morning and welcome back to my channel, Dreamweaver Energy. Let me drop a heart for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to get this energy reading for today. As always, before I get into the reading, I like for us to ground into the space so that we can be present to receive the energies that are available for us, that are here for our guidance on our journey and path. So I'm going to invite you to find a comfortable seat, a comfortable position to be in, and take a few deep breaths, and then we'll go ahead and get grounded. Okay, hopefully we are all grounded into the space. Let's thank Divine Creator, Infinite Intelligence for allowing me to be a clear and open channel to receive messages from Holy Spirit, angels, spirit guides, ancestors, known and unknown, in our spiritual court for the highest and greatest good of the collective today. Holy Spirit, what guidance do we need for the day? What's the guidance that we need for our journey today? I don't know why my shuffle is off, but here we go. All right, Holy Spirit, what guidance do we need for today? Intermingle is the first card. What I'm receiving from this message here, so if you look at this card, there's this woman. It's the same woman. And so my first thought is, wow, hold on. It is the same woman. She's doing the same things. It looks like she's putting on makeup. However, she does look a little different in each photo, meaning her adornments are different. The photo at the bottom, there's something different on her head than it is on this photo or this depiction, as well as this one. It's different. What's on her head is different. What this immediately makes me think of are our energy systems, our chakras. We have the red here, which makes me think of the root chakra. I'm gonna grab my glasses so I can really get a good look at this picture. So this makes me think of the root chakra. Then we've got the blue, the third eye, green here for the heart. And then we've got an orange, yellowish color down here, which really could be the I'm getting solar plexus. Yeah, I'm getting the solar plexus. So what I'm getting from this is the intermingling of ourselves, number one, of our full selves. You know, being able to really come into ourselves, intermingling the different parts of ourselves. And she's got earrings on, a different pair of earrings on for each version of her. I'm also seeing growth here. We've got right down here in the corner the caterpillar that is emerging from this sac and becoming this butterfly, and then the flowers here. So this is signifying growth to me. Yeah, you can see the caterpillar. You can see the caterpillar right here. And then you see it as it begins to emerge out of this sac and to become the butterfly. So yes, I'm definitely getting our own personal growth, self-growth here. The intermingling of ourselves, like really tapping into these different energy systems within ourselves, our solar plexus, our root chakra, our third eye, and our heart space, and intermingling those energy channels, intermingling those chakras, or better said, aligning those chakras so that you can experience this growth from a caterpillar to a butterfly. Yeah. What else do we have, Holy Spirit? Assessment. Okay. Assessing your life, you know, seeing where you stand, contemplating where you are in your journey. Take stock of your life. You know, take stock of your life. See where you are. You know, what space you're in emotionally, what space you're in mentally, and are you where you want to be? This isn't just like physically, like, are you where you want to be? Like, I'm not only speaking about like your physical life. Like, are you where you want to be? Is your life in the state is really what I feel. Is your life in the state that you want it to be in? Assess your life and determine if your life is in the state that it wants to be in. If not, take stock of where you are. Take a look at what's not in balance in your life, right? Your root chakra, I'm being drawn to this redness in the card here. Your root chakra is about stability. It's about, you know, you feeling safe. It's tied to finances, whether you can like take care of yourself. So I am feeling like if your life, if you take an assessment of where you are in your life right now, or the cycle that you're in your life right now, and you are in a place where you're not where you want to be, or you see that some improvement, there's some improvement that you would like to make. What I'm seeing here is take a look, really examine where you are. Study your chakras. I want to see if I can pull out some cards here, but study your chakras and find out how those chakras, or what those chakras correspond to, right? Your root, as I said, is in reference to your stability, feeling safe. Your sacral chakra is related to like sexuality and passion. Your solar plexus, which is located right above your navel, that is your personal power, your energy channel, your source of will. Your heart chakra, of course, is in your heart space, around your heart. So, is your heart open right now? And then we've got the third eye chakra, which is in between your brows, like in your forehead, right in between your brows. So that's related to intuition and inner visions. And then, of course, your crown chakra, which is at the top of your head, is related to, why did I just draw a complete blank? But it's related to your spirituality and your oneness, your sense of oneness with God, or with the universe, or all that is. So this card is saying to me again, take assessment of your life, check in with yourself, see where you are, see where you may be off balance. And you can tell if you are off balance, if you're off kilter, by taking assessment of your life and determining if you are where you want to be. Okay. The next card here is choices. Okay. Card is choices. And so this card to me is saying, once you take that assessment, once you really tap in and assess your life, then make choices. Make choices to, I should say, you have choices, right? Once you take that assessment of your life, you're looking at where you stand, where you are physically, where you are emotionally, where you are mentally, the space that you're in, the cycle that you're in your life. And once you do that assessment and you discover or recognize or acknowledge that there's a place in your life that could use some tuning up, then you have choices to make, right? So this card is saying to me, what choices are you going to make to bring yourself into balance? What choices will you make to bring yourself into balance? This card is showing a little girl like playing with fairies. And this deck, by the way, you guys, is a very whimsical deck. So it's very, in my opinion, I'm saying childlike, in that it activates your inner innocence, which I think is, a good deck to use if you do have some heaviness going on in your life right now. So, back to the card. This little girl is chasing these fairies. She's headed into a forest. All right, there's a path leading off into this forest, which, you know, she may not be, you know, paying attention to because she's so focused on these characters here, these whimsical characters here. And what I'm getting from this, though, is that she's a child, so she's, you know, she's very, trusting is the word that's coming to me, right? Like she's in the moment. She's very present. She's not really concerned about, you know, where she's headed right now. But she's trusting. You know, she's in tune. The reason that she's able to even recognize and see these fairies is because she is still in her childlike innocence, right? She has not lost that. And so she's trusting in what she sees. She's still very close to the infinite God force, knowing that anything is possible. That she's just trusting of this. She's trusting of what she's seeing, and she's simply following it without really paying attention to where she's going. And in that vein, what I want to say is that what I'm getting here is that we have a choice to make, and we can choose to, you know, with the messages that we're receiving from Spirit, we can choose to continue on that path, continue on the path that Spirit is leading us to, or we can choose to maintain the same behaviors that we have been exhibiting that has us split, okay, that has us not unified, that does not contribute to our alignment of our full selves. Let's see, what else, what other guidance can we get here, Holy Spirit? What other guidance do we have for the viewer today, Holy Spirit? What can assist them? What can assist the viewer in achieving alignment? Okay, now this card just flew out as I was shuffling, but I'm going to go ahead and pull it. So it says pay attention to signs. Pay attention to signs. And so right off the bat, what I'm seeing here is an owl. I'm also seeing that we've got some eyes, several eyes on this young lady here in the shadows. That she's being watched. I think over here somewhere as well. So what this says to me is we're receiving signs. You are receiving signs from Spirit, Holy Spirit, directing you, guiding you on your path. And in this case, I feel like the sign is the owl here, giving you guidance. For that reason, I also want to do a quick cross-reference for you. Let's get you some information on the owl. Let's see, okay. Okay, so the owl, it sees in the dark, it pierces illusion and lights the way to inner wisdom. As silent and stealthy, owls are traditionally known as birds of mystery, linked with Athena, the goddess of wisdom, as well as the moon, the night, and the feminine. The owl awakens inner vision. Guardian to the underworld, owl heralds prophecy and secret knowledge. They're nocturnal hunters with excellent senses. Owls have a keen night vision and navigate well through dense forests. Owl teaches us to survey our surroundings carefully so that we can act quickly with precision. Owl sees through deception and illusion, encouraging us to move beyond the fears that hold us back. For those ready to penetrate the shadowy mysteries of life, Owl is a master guide to journeying, and exploring astral realms. Flying swiftly upon strong, soft winds, owls swoop quietly upon their prey. Owl knows secrets of the night and can help us move unnoticed in the dark with clarity and composure. Owl teaches us to pay attention and learn, for this is how we acquire wisdom. This is how we become a wise old owl. Okay, so very much so, if we look at this card again, this young lady is in the dark, and the owl is there as her sign, right, to help her have vision through this forest that she's in, and also helping her survey her surroundings so that she can act quickly. As I said before, if you look in this card, there are eyes that are watching her in the dark, right? So what this card is saying to me, again, is that we have signs within ourselves. Our own physical bodies will indicate to us if our chakras are not balanced, if they are off kilter, if they are blocked in some way. We will get signs, we will get notification, we will be alerted through our bodies. Our bodies are always communicating with us. We're receiving signs, but we're also receiving signs from the universe. We're also receiving signs from Holy Spirit. We simply need to be we need to be aware enough to pay attention to the signs. And so this is just an reiteration of this initial card here. Pay attention to the signs that are coming, that are alerting us, that are trying to get our attention. What else, Holy Spirit? We got a love card here. And we got someone, we've got a man in a portrait here, but he's looking down on her, he's watching her, admiring her even. So you may have an admirer, viewer. It appears that you have an admirer who's watching you. Okay, so love is on the horizon is what I'm getting from this card. You have a love interest that is showing up for you here. But you may not be aware of that. She doesn't appear to be aware of this energy of this person, of this man who is watching her, right? Who's admiring her right now. And interestingly, if we look back up at this card, it's a similar image in this card There's, I don't know, he looks like, what do you call those characters? Anyway, I'm thinking of Lucky Charms. I can't think of the name. But the Lucky Charm person, what are they called? I don't know. I can't think of it right now, but we've got that character here, and then we've got this woman who's coming up out of the water, who really is green, and she looks like she's a part of Earth, but he's offering her a gift. He has a gift offer for her in this card. So you've got a love offer that will be coming to you soon, or I'm saying soon. I don't know the time frame, but you've definitely got a love offer here. I'm seeing that show up in both cards. So that's like a twist in the reading. And then the last card that we have here is Hole in the Soul. Hole in the Soul. And this card speaks to actually childhood memories, childhood trauma that you experienced. And I say trauma, but really it could be anything. Childhood experiences just based on your dynamics as a family, how you were raised, how you as a child managed or coped with your family dynamic. And I think that's very interesting as it pairs with this this card with the little girl in it who still has her childhood innocence. And then this card in contrast is a girl who's grown up, and she no longer has that. You know, the card indicates that she's actually suffered. You know, she's suffering, not suffered, but is currently suffering the hole in her soul from the childhood experiences that she has or that she had. And this card suggests that you take time to repair that. You know, you take time to repair that. What is interesting about this card is the skeleton angel that's in the background. And the roses that are placed there. I think it's just, there's a crack. I don't know if that is meant to be like a statue there, or it is indicative of just the feeling that she has. I'm not sure, but this what this card is suggesting is, this corresponding card with choices, is that we always have a choice. And that has been a mantra of mine for a very long time, is that we always have a choice. And so there are very few of us who have gone through this life without recognizing or acknowledging some sort of traumatic experience, which, you know, that could be any number of things, but there are very few of us who have not had our childhoods, better way to say this, is there are very few of us who have not had our childhood experiences affect us in a way that, in a negative way, right? We've all had some sort of experience, even if we, we had we grew up in a household where we had both parents and, things were loving. Like there's something that we have experienced as children that show up in our lives as adults that we still have to reconcile, that we have to address. And so this card of choices, and as it relates to this card of hole in the soul, says that we still have a choice as to how we're going to handle that, right? We can allow those experiences to keep us in this energy, right? To keep us in this energy of this hole in the soul, or we can choose to reclaim our childhood innocence. We can choose to reclaim that innocence and choose to trust that the journey that we're on here in this life as human beings is one that is being guided by Holy Spirit, that is being guided by God, that's being guided by your higher power, and you are being guided to address situations, to you're being guided to bring yourself back into wholeness. Okay? You're being guided to bring yourself back into wholeness. You're getting signs, you're receiving messages, you have guides in all forms. In all types of forms, you have guides. What else do we have, Holy Spirit? Let's pull from... Let's get a message from our moon deck. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, that popped out quick. Meditate and contemplate is what you're being asked to do here. We've got some fishes, new moon, and Pisces. We got a salamander here on this assessment card. So I do like to bring to the attention of you as a viewer any animals that show up in my readings, because as I said, you are being guided, and you have guides that are showing up, that will show up in all forms, animals being one. So new moon in Pisces, meditate and contemplate. Take time today to meditate on where you stand, your current position. Look at the bigger picture. Okay, look at the bigger picture. If you feel that you are currently off balance, I'm actually going to move these up a bit, and I want to stick with where I am here. Let me just position these. If you are in a position, in a cycle right now, the life cycle that you're in currently, if you are in a position where you are split, okay? If you're in a position, let me bring these cards up. If you're in a position where you're split and you're in this energy where your childhood experiences are coming to the surface, then look at the bigger picture, right? Look at the bigger picture. Pay attention to the signs that are being offered to you, that are being given to you. because you are being directed. All right, you're being directed and you're being guided on your journey. It's bigger than what you are seeing currently. It is bigger than that. You're being directed, and you're being directed for a purpose. Okay, you're being directed for a purpose. The last card here, it says, "Don't let your past hold you back." So I definitely understand and recognize that when we are confronted with painful situations, when we feel off balance, when we feel split, when we feel off kilter, that can be difficult. And there are things in our life that can certainly trigger us to and bring us back to these experiences. Holy Spirit is saying, do not allow your past to hold you back. And pay attention to what's happening within you and around you. Pay attention to that, because you're being guided for a reason. You are being directed to handle, to address those situations as best as you can. I want to get a couple more cards here, Holy Spirit. Let's see what else we have. What, Holy Spirit, is, what can the viewer do? Or what does the viewer, what needs to be, what needs to be brought to the surface? What needs to be addressed in order for the viewer to move past this cycle, to advance beyond this current life cycle that they are experiencing? Well, the card that popped out here says, dare to be creative. Okay, dare to be creative. It says, today's lesson is to think about all the creative ideas that come to you in one day. How many do you dismiss as trivial or unproductive? Healing requires impractical and daring creativity. Your goal is to observe how you respond to your own creative voice. Are you receptive or self-critical? Okay, so, you know, this card, what this card brings back to me, honestly, is going back to these childhood experiences and this childhood innocence, right? So, maybe you were a child who, you know, were dismissed. Your views, your voice was not heard. Something about this card is definitely bringing to me like the idea of being your own self-critic, and that being sort of like learned behavior for you. And so I think that this exercise that is given, this lesson today, is a good one, really to, number one, help in your healing journey, but also to do something a little different, right? Dare to be creative, right? And you see here on the card, there's a young lady who's painting a cloud, you know, rainbow colored cloud. So think about all the ideas that come to you, all the creative ideas that come to you in a day. Recognize that those ideas that come to you are being offered to you by Holy Spirit. They're being offered to you specifically because you are the person that can carry it out. And you may dismiss those ideas. You may consider them trivial, or you may think that they're unproductive because they don't fall in line with what, you know, your business or your profession or your career, or you may feel like you're too old. You're not a child anymore, and so you don't do those type of things. But this card is reiterating to us that healing requires impractical and daring creativity. And the goal is to observe how you respond to your own creative voice, right? So again, if you have been conditioned or it's learned behavior to be self-critical, or to not, you for a long time you felt like you didn't have a voice, this is an exercise for you to really activate that, activate your own voice, activate your own creativity, whether that is a voice in audible voice or simply your creative spirit, and using your voice in a painting, or using your voice writing, using your voice creating something. So utilize your creativity today. And my suggestion is to, no matter what, let this be something that you actually take time to do today. And no matter what comes up, no matter what creative thought comes up, even if you're not able to do it, to write it down. Write down the creative idea that comes to you, and give yourself the gift of being a child, being free, trusting the universe, trusting Holy Spirit, trusting your guides, and allow yourself to do those things, to practice whatever creative endeavors, whatever creative idea came to you, right? You may not be able to do it all today, but write them all down. Whatever ideas come to you, write them all down, and then commit to yourself that you will do those things. Even if it takes you a year or years to do it, commit that you will honor your creative voice. Okay. All right. So I'm going to pull one more, because whenever I have birds that show up in my readings, I always like to pull from my Divine Feather Messages deck. I'm going to do that now to close out. So let's see what messages, or what message, Holy Spirit, can we gain from the bird kingdom today? What messages? All right, so we've got the ostrich. The ostrich. It says, the choice is clear for you now. Follow the wisdom and truth that you feel in your heart. Okay, so the choice is clear, right? We've got choices here, but the choice is clear here. You need to follow the wisdom. Follow the truth and wisdom that you see, that you feel in your heart. Tap into yourself. Take a moment today, if you have not already taken a moment to yourself. Take a moment today to tap in with yourself. Listen to what Holy Spirit has to offer you, and follow that. Follow the wisdom. Follow the truth that you receive, because you are receiving it, right? You're the one who's receiving this. So I'm going to leave it here. I hope that this was beneficial. If any of these messages resonated with you, please take them. If it did not resonate, simply leave it on the table. Thank you all, as always, for checking in and tuning in to what Spirit has to offer today. And I will see you all on the next video. Peace and blessings, guys. Bye-bye.